Crochet and Chardonnay. Chances are you found this video because you saw my photo of this gnome scarf that I created using Red Heart Super Saver pooling in Berry. And since I made the scarf using a half double crochet instead of a moss stitch, people were asking for a video on how I achieved that. I am here to show you that the moss stitch isn't the only way to create the argyle pattern, although the pattern is a little different using this stitch. The diamonds end up a little more elongated, and perhaps maybe, you know, seeing that the white is really the most obvious color that's used versus the hot pink or the peachy colors. I still think it achieves a really nice pattern and it works for the scarf. So let me show you what I did. Okay, so when I start my pooling scarves, I start right at the change of color. Doesn't matter which one you use. With this pooling yarn, all of the colorways are the same length, so it really helps you achieve the argyle without fighting the yarn too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the my chain one, so that for the most part the old color is the knot, and then the first chain is in the new color. You see how the knot is purple and the chain one. I could probably do a better job. Here, let's see. Let's go back up here. Let's see. Better? Yeah. Okay. When I'm using a solid color, I like to use 14 stitches wide, but with the last couple of argyle ones I've done, 18 was the key. No matter what, when you do your stitching or counting, you're going to want to start your stitches offset by 1. That's going to help you achieve your argyle pattern, because that's essentially what everything does. Every stitch, every other row ends up 1 stitch off. That one I must have got a little tight or loose or something. Here. It's essentially 1 stitch off, okay? So let's see how many I've got chained. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, must be twisted. 13, 14, 15, so 16 would be where essentially I would start with my solid colors. That's not far enough through, and I didn't really like that width. It's super tiny. It's probably only 4 or 5 inches. So I went a little further, and I wanted to do 18 stitches. So then we're going to chain 2 to make sure we have the height for the post of the half double. So skip the first 2, and we're going to work into the third for our half double. And I like to work into the backbone of the chain. It gives it a nice crisp finished edge at the bottom. You can see I got about 3 out of that first stitch. Took me 2 tries to get the gnome scarf set the right way, but it worked out in the end just by making sure that however I started, I ended up offsetting it by 1 stitch. You don't get a full 3 stitches out of them. Sometimes you get a little more. That's okay, as long as you're off every other row and not stacking the colorways on top of each other. Sorry about that. I hope my tripod sticks with me throughout this video because it has broken. I haven't done a video in a while. We moved, and I forgot to purchase a new one. So when I was requested to do a video, I completely had forgotten about my tripod not working. and I've been fighting it all morning. Chain 2. We've got 1 stitch down there. Pretty much 2 stitches there. So we're offset by 1 already. It should work just fine. Keeping your tension the same.
Probably see when the curve is in it, like on.
Purple's stacked a little bit, so kind of worries me. I'm gonna have to start over.
Wow, just so cool that it ended right in front of the crab.
I hope not.
Camera facing it too.
Hmm.
Look at the fish. Is the crab dead? That's it.
Oops. Well, the yarn is starting to fray. I've gone over it a couple times.
What's this dude doing?
Trying to loosen up here because I wasn't wanting to stack or offset. Let's see. Okay, my white here. Let me finish it. You can kind of see. It's off enough. I think if I loosen up a little bit, it's going to be fine. Because we're on row 3. We'll see if 2 and 4. So all your even rows should offset, and all your odd rows should offset. That's what you're going to look at. 1, 3, 5, 7. They're all following the same sequence, and then 2, 4, 6, 8. They all follow their own sequence. But you can kind of see, like, these purples here are offset enough. These pinks, the whites, the corals. It's starting to pool.
Oh, he doesn't.
So we have these 2 here. We should get 3, yep, out of that pink. Here's your coral, which goes right on top of here. It's off by 1. White.
Look at that. Did you see?
Off by 1. Purple. So as long as you're keeping the same tension, your stitches should offset enough that you achieve that look. Just have to watch that, you know, you're creating your beginning chains here. This 2, they're the same size, and you're creating each of your half double crochets the same size. Just stop every now and then and look and make sure that you are your stitches are offsetting enough. Like here, your pinks off by 1. So here's this one, and there's that last one. Here's your coral. The first one's right over the middle one here. My yarn is getting super frayed. I've done it a couple times. So now we're going to hit the peak of this diamond, and then they'll start separating and going out. But yeah, essentially that's all I did. I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope that you can achieve this look as well. Please let me know if this tutorial did not work for you, if I didn't make this, you know, very scientific or professional enough for you. It's just kind of what my brain decided, and it worked. It's worked several times because I've recorded and re-recorded this video because I didn't like the way my voice sounded, or I didn't like the way the stitching turned out, or something I said, and I really didn't want to edit it. I don't really have the materials to do so. So anyways, I just recorded this a couple times, but you can see now, yeah, the stitches are starting to, they'll V out. They'll hit the edges, and then they'll V back in. All right. Thanks for watching.